My name is Milton Powell, better known as Mike. When I retired, I was a chief electrician's mate, 22 years in the Navy. From the battleship, I went off of a battleship to a tugboat. So that was that was quite an experience. You know, you go from one of the biggest man of wars in the Navy to a tugboat that pushes that ship out when it's getting ready to get underway. So that was quite an experience too, because a tugboat, the crew is a very tight-knit group of people. And everybody, you do everything on a tugboat. You handle lines, even though you're an electrician, you handle lines, you work on the engines, you cook, you do everything. You take on water, you take on fuel, so it's like a small family. Let's see, I went to a reserve training ship. I went to a mothball fleet in Green Cove Springs, Florida, where they brought ships that weren't being used after the Korean conflict and laid them up under dehumidification. They DH'd them, called. They were put in nest. The ships were put in nest, and my job as an electrician was to run shore power to the ships and to provide power so they could hook up the DH machine to keep the inside of the ship preserved, okay, in case they ever want to bring it back in commission again. And after that, I went to an Army base, Fort Monroe, which is in Hampton, Virginia. And there I worked with underwater mines. But still, being an electrician, my job mainly, everywhere I went, was an electrician. I worked on motors, controllers, generators, but some of the commands were small, so you had to do a lot of other things intertwined with other rates. You had to learn their job, and they had to learn yours in case something was to happen. Even on the ships, you learn. I was down in the engine spaces. Being an electrician, you still learned what the engineman did and the machinist made. In case they got hurt, you had to be able to do what they could do, right? And they would be able to do what you could do. They would be able to lay off a generator and put it on the line, and I'd be able to line up the steam lines and everything to bring that generator up to speed. So it was a community job. And in the end from there, I went to electrician's mate A school at Great Lakes. I went to electrician mate's B school, which is a permanent change of station when you go to B school because it's over 6 months long. So after B school, I went to the National Pistol and Rifle matches in Port Clinton, Ohio. And I was the electrician up there to set up all of these targets that were electrically operated for the shooter. I got to do a lot of shooting while I was up there too, so, which I enjoyed that very much, but that was like kind of temporary duty. That wasn't a permanent duty station. And then after that, that's when I started going on aircraft carriers.